Hi folks, so this is my little Mainline J72 that I bought quite a wee while ago actually, and when I bought it I gave it a quick service, gave it a bit of a cleaning and oil, and it runs really well, but as you could hear there when it was running, it's quite a noisy little bugger. It does make a really quite grating noise, like it's almost like two knives being sharpening together when it's running, and it doesn't pull away very smoothly. A bit like my Lima diesels, it just tends to do nothing and then all of a sudden go. So I think I'm going to have another look at this and see if I can get the two halves of the split chassis apart and get into the gears and see if we can quieten it down a little bit and make it run a little bit smoother. Right, let's get it to the bench. Okay, let's take this apart. I was very tempted to look online for a video or whatever of somebody taking the two halves of the split chassis apart so I could see how to do it. But that kind of spoils the fun. I like to figure it out. So put these couplings in there, and then I think this should just lift out. I really can't remember how this comes apart now. There we go. One more. So body shell off, and there is my split chassis. And this is what I want to get into. The gears are all between the two halves of the chassis. The brushes and springs and the commutator are under here, so I'll need to take that out just now. But I really want to get into there and get a look at these gears. Right, so we shall take this under frame off, like so. And then these wheels should just lift out. And then we shall take the brushes out. Little spring. I was actually really hoping to get a locomotive through the post today, but it didn't arrive, so that'll probably come tomorrow. But I was really in the mood for fixing something, so I decided to do this. It was long overdue, and I forgot to take that spring out. There you go. And there are the brushes, which are in okay condition. I'll give the commutator a wee bit of a clean. And I'm going to try TCut. I'll talk about that when I come to do it. Right, let's take this screw out. And then this one. I mean, that does look as if it should undo. Yes, it does. So a little brass screw down in there. So in theory, this should now come apart. Boom, there we go. That was a lot easier than I was expecting it to be actually. So I need to quickly make a note of how this goes back together. Right, okay, so that goes there, that will go in, oops, that will go in there like that, and that fits in there. So this is insulated and these are plastic, so these three things keep the two halves of the chassis apart and keep them insulated, and that part there insulates against this. Now, I don't know if you can see here, but there's a bit of wear on the chassis there, and that looks like a very likely culprit for what's been making a lot of noise. So that must be, which gear is it? Yeah, this main gear appears to have been rubbing against the chassis there. That's not good. So let's put that in there, put that to one side. And this gear should just lift out. And this little one too. Okay, before I do anything else, I'm going to give the commutator a wee clean, and for that I'm going to use TCut. Now this was something that a couple of people have recommended to me in the comments in a couple of my other videos, and as soon as it was suggested I thought that's a fantastic idea. I never thought of it, but let's give it a go. But it makes all sorts of sense to me to use TCut, because it will clean off the carbon and polish and get rid of little scratches. At least that's what I think it should do. So I'm just putting a wee drop on a cotton bud, and we shall just dab it on. Won't take much. And then with the dry end of the cotton bud, give it a polish. Oh wow, yeah, that is working. That's fantastic. Okay, that's how I'm cleaning commutators from now on. That works really, really well. That's cleaned superbly. Way better than IPA or meths or even the contact cleaner I've been using recently. Let's just give it another polish with a dry cotton bud. So yeah, super impressed with that. That's fantastic. Thanks to I can't remember who recommended it to me, but there was two out there who recommended TCut, and I will definitely be cleaning commutators with it in future. That is really impressive. Thanks very much for that tip. Right, okay, let's have a look. I'll need to clean the brushes as well. Don't think I can use TCut for that. I'll use the contact cleaner on them, I think. Right, I'm looking at where this this gear rubs against the chassis there, and it can't be doing it. It must just be hitting it and no more, because there's no visible wear on the gear. So I think what I'm going to try and do is actually file this down a little bit so it stops that, so it's not touching that part of the chassis at all. Okay, so there we go. I've filed that away, so hopefully that won't hit the gear anymore. Okay, so we'll give the gears a bit of a file down just to smooth them off, but I don't really think it's going to make an awful lot of difference in this case. It won't do any harm. There are little bits of plastic sticking up there, but I don't think that's going to interfere with anything. Right, okay, I think that is as much as I can really do. So let's put this back together. So we shall get the moly grease, and we shall grease up the spindles. I mean, everything's actually clean enough. We'll actually get some oil. Into this gear here, and a bit of grease on the gears themselves. Now, I know there's probably people thinking, oh, that's going to attract dirt. Well, yeah, it may well do, but it's just in case it is going to still hit the side of this chassis, I would rather it had a little bit of lubrication. Just put a wee spot of grease on there, because I think that comes into contact with the centre of that larger gear. And then we can put this back together. So I need to get these little insulating spacers, and they fit, if I remember correctly, and then one in there like that, and that should now fit together. It's a bit like fitting the two halves of a fuselage together on an Airfix kit. because I am waiting on another locomotive coming. Hopefully it'll come tomorrow. Whether I do the video on it tomorrow or not, we'll have to see. It's just as time allows. And I'm still waiting on the CD motor conversion kit for the Class 33. So hopefully that'll get videoed soon. We'll have a laugh seeing if I can do that. Right, let's put the brushes and springs and all that gubbins back. We'll put this on first. This one has to come off. Put one in. Put two in. Right, let's loosely screw these in place. And now we can try the old spring in the hole trick. That's one. Certainly easier to do this on this little motor than the Hornby ring fields, and it's easier to do it on the Lima ring fields than it is on the Hornby ring fields. The Hornby ring field is actually quite a good motor, I think. It runs very nicely, very smoothly, but they're not the greatest things to work on, whereas the Lima ones are nice and easy to work on. And this little thing is nice and easy to work on. So, there we go. Right, next. Wheels. Because these axles really just rest in the into the chassis there like that. You know, there's no bushing. It's not the best engineering in the world, and I mean they're quite a good fit. There's not an awful lot of play, but I think the weight of the chassis pressing down on the axles generates quite a bit of noise, and I'm not sure there's any real solution to that. I'm going to grease this up, probably with a bit more grease than I normally would, just to lubricate this as much as possible to try and reduce the friction and therefore the noise. And grease will last longer than oil. So as I say, I'm using quite a lot here, but it's to in desperation, basically, because I don't see any other way of quietening this. I was having a think to see if there's any way we could maybe add, little bushings or something to make these axles better, but I don't think there really is. No, it really is just poor quality axles, and I think we basically just have to live with it. It's just the one of the things you'll just have to accept, I think, with a mainline model. I don't know, if you run mainline locomotives and you don't get too much of a noise issue from these axles, then let me know what you do. And we might as well just put it all back together, because there really isn't anything else I can do with this. If it's still noisy, it's still noisy. But at least I have fixed that little bit where the gears were rubbing against the chassis, so it's not doing that anymore, I don't think. And I now know how to take the chassis apart completely to get into the gears. So even if this has done nothing at all, it's still a worthwhile exercise, just to learn how to do that in case I ever have to do it again with another locomotive. And I have to say, as nice as they are to look at, nah, I really don't like those axles. I wouldn't be in a big hurry to buy another mainline locomotive, I have to admit. But I would take on a non-runner. If I could get a non-runner very cheap, I would take one on, but I wouldn't buy a mainline locomotive that really didn't need repaired. unless it was something I really wanted, but having looked at what's available, yeah, there isn't much. They do quite a nice Royal Scot actually. If they make the same noise that this thing makes, I'm not that keen. I'm reasonably confident I can get Hornby and Lima locomotives quiet, but I'm not that confident in getting these things quiet because I'm not entirely sure it's possible. Right, let's go and stick this on the layout and see if it's any different. I've got a funny feeling it's not going to be. Okay, let's turn the power on. Oh, it pulled away a bit smoother. Just bring it back. Yeah, I think that is better actually. It's still noisy, but I do think that is a little bit better than it was, and it's certainly pulling away a little bit smoother. So that's my Mainline J72, well, running a little bit quieter than it did, and that was certainly interesting to get it fully apart and get into the gears and sort a couple of things out. Right, okie dokie folks, catch you later.